Have you ever imagined a plant that eats animals? It sounds like something from a science fiction movie, but it's totally real. Welcome to the astonishing world of carnivorous plants. These are special plants that have evolved to become hunters. Instead of just getting their food from the sun and the soil like other plants, they trap and eat insects and sometimes even tiny animals. This might seem strange, but there is a very good reason for their meaty diet. It's a wild adaptation that helps them survive in some of the toughest places on Earth, turning the tables on the animal kingdom in a fascinating way. So, why would a plant need to eat a fly or an ant? It all comes down to where they live. Carnivorous plants often grow in places like bogs and swamps where the soil is very poor. This kind of soil doesn't have a lot of the important nutrients that plants need to grow strong and healthy, especially nitrogen. Think of it like trying to grow big and strong by only eating plain crackers. You'd be missing a lot of good stuff. To solve this problem, these clever plants came up with a brilliant solution. They started catching their own food to get the extra nutrients they were missing from the ground. These plants are true masters of disguise and deception. They don't have legs to run after their prey, so they have developed incredible ways to lure unsuspecting critters into their traps. Many of them use bright, vibrant colors to stand out, like a flashy advertisement for a tasty meal. They also produce a sweet-smelling liquid called nectar, which insects find absolutely irresistible. It's like offering free candy to draw them closer. Once the insect gets near, the plant puts its amazing trapping mechanism into action, ensuring its next meal doesn't get away. Each type of plant has its own unique and clever hunting style. From snapping traps to sticky surfaces, the variety of hunting methods is truly mind-blowing. Some plants have leaves that work like a steel trap, snapping shut in the blink of an eye. Others have long tube-shaped leaves that act like a deep pitfall, from which there is no escape, and some are covered in what looks like sparkling morning dew, but it's actually a super sticky glue. These different strategies show just how creative nature can be. Exploring the world of carnivorous plants is like going on a safari, but instead of lions and tigers, we're looking for the hunters of the plant world. Let's get ready to meet some of these incredible plant predators up close. First up is the most famous bug eater of them all, the Venus flytrap. This amazing plant lives in the sunny, wet swamps of North and South Carolina in the United States. Its trap looks like a little green mouth with spiky eyelashes. To catch a meal, it waits with its jaws wide open. Inside, there are tiny trigger hairs. When a curious fly or ant crawls inside and touches two of these hairs, snap! The trap slams shut in less than a second, capturing the unlucky insect inside. An interesting fact is that each trap can only close a few times in its life before it turns black and withers away, so it has to make every catch count. Next, let's travel to the west coast of the United States to meet the cobra lily. Found in the cold, running streams of California and Oregon, this plant looks just like its name suggests, a cobra snake ready to strike. Its hooded leaf has colorful patterns and translucent patches that look like windows. The plant lures insects inside with a sweet scent. Once inside, the bugs get confused by the false windows. They try to fly toward the light but end up tumbling down into the plant's stomach. A cool fact about the cobra lily is that it doesn't make its own digestive juices. Instead, it relies on a team of friendly bacteria living inside it to break down its food. Now let's wade into the wetlands of North America to find the pitcher plants, also known as trumpet plants. These plants have long, tube-shaped leaves that look like colorful trumpets or pitchers, standing tall in bright reds, yellows, and purples. They attract insects with their sweet nectar, which is located around the rim of the pitcher. When an insect lands to take a sip, it often slips on the waxy, slippery surface inside. Down, 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 it slides into a pool of rainwater and digestive fluids at the bottom. A fun fact is that these plants grow their flowers on very tall stalks, high above the traps, to make sure they don't accidentally eat the friendly bees that come to pollinate them. Pitcher plants showcase a passive yet highly effective hunting strategy. Unlike the Venus flytrap, which actively moves to catch its prey, these plants simply wait for their victims to fall into their grasp. The inside walls of the pitcher are often lined with downward-pointing hairs, making it nearly impossible for any trapped insect to climb back out. It's a one-way trip to becoming plant food. Some species of pitcher plants even have a special relationship with other tiny organisms that live inside the fluid, helping to digest the captured prey. This creates a miniature ecosystem inside each and every leaf, a tiny world all its own. Let's journey to the lush, humid jungles of Southeast Asia, where we can find the spectacular tropical pitcher plants, also known as nepenthes. Unlike their North American cousins, these plants are often vines, with their pitchers hanging down from the leaves like colorful lanterns. They come in a huge variety of shapes, sizes, and colors. The rim of the pitcher, called a peristome, is incredibly slippery and coated with tempting nectar. When an insect, or even a small frog, stops for a drink, it loses its footing and plummets into the digestive liquid below. These plants are truly the giants of the carnivorous plant world. Some of these tropical pitchers are big enough to catch more than just bugs. The Raja pitcher plant, for instance, can grow pitchers large enough to hold 2 full liters of water. Scientists have even found the remains of small mammals like rats inside these giant traps, but not all of them are so gruesome. One species has a special friendship with bats. The bats will roost inside the large pitchers during the day, and in return, their droppings provide the plant with all the nutrients it needs. It's a perfect example of how different species can work together to survive in the wild, a partnership that benefits both the plant and the animal. Now, let's meet a plant that looks like it's covered in jewels, the sundew. You can find sundews on almost every continent, sparkling in wet bogs and marshes. Their leaves are covered in tiny tentacles, each tipped with a droplet of a clear, sticky liquid that glistens in the sun like morning dew. This dew is actually a sweet-smelling glue. When a small insect, like a gnat or mosquito, lands on a leaf, it gets stuck instantly. The more it struggles, the more it gets covered in the sticky goo. Slowly, the tentacles curl inward, wrapping around the bug to digest it. Sundews are beautiful, but deadly hunters. After the tentacles have secured the prey, the leaf itself might even curl up around the insect, making sure it is fully in contact with the digestive enzymes. This process can take several hours, as the plant slowly liquefies and absorbs the nutrients from its meal. A fascinating historical fact about sundews is that in the Middle Ages, the sticky liquid from their leaves was sometimes collected and used as a folk remedy for coughs. These plants show us that even the most delicate-looking organisms can be formidable predators, using their unique adaptations to thrive in their environment. The incredible carnivorous plants we've met are facing serious threats in the wild. Many of their homes, the unique bogs, swamps, and wetlands they need to survive, are disappearing. People drain these areas to build cities, roads, and farms, destroying the special nutrient-poor soil these plants have adapted to. Pollution from nearby farms and towns can also run into the water, adding too many nutrients and acting like a poison to plants that are used to clean, poor conditions. It's like forcing someone who's used to a special diet to eat junk food all the time. It makes them very sick and unable to survive. Another big danger for these plants is that people sometimes take them from their natural homes. Because they are so unique and interesting, some people want to own them. They go into the wild and dig them up to sell, which is often illegal. The Venus flytrap, for example, is very popular, but it only grows naturally in a very small part of the world. When too many are taken from the wild, it becomes harder and harder for them to survive and reproduce. We must remember that these plants are wild creatures and their true home is in their native habitat, not in a pot on a windowsill unless they are grown responsibly by experts. So why is it so important to protect these amazing plant hunters? Every single plant and animal on our planet is a part of a big, complicated puzzle. When one piece goes missing, it can affect everything else. Carnivorous plants are a unique and wonderful part of Earth's biodiversity. They show us how creative and resilient life can be, adapting in the most surprising ways to survive. By studying them, scientists can learn more about evolution, biology, and how different ecosystems work. Losing them would be like tearing a page out of nature's most fascinating storybook, a story we are still trying to read and understand. We can all help protect these special plants. One of the best things we can do is learn more about them and share their amazing stories with our friends and family. The more people know about carnivorous plants and the dangers they face, the more people will want to help. We can support organizations that work to protect wetlands and other natural habitats. And if you ever want to have a carnivorous plant of your own, make sure it comes from a reputable nursery that grows them from seeds or cuttings, not from one that takes them from the wild. By working together, we can ensure that these astonishing plant predators continue to thrive for many years to come.